The gentleman from Connecticut is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have on this side spoken tonight at some length about a dangerous and poorly thought out effort on the part of the majority to underfund and gut the financial services regulatory apparatus that was established in the 1930s, which, yes, failed us in the last couple of years. And let's be clear, there is a legitimate tension between the amount of regulation which creates stability and confidence in a system and that which puts undue burden on the vigor of the private market. But this effort is wrong-headed. Let's look at the SEC. The mission of the SEC is to protect investors. The notion that we should gut the funding of the SEC is anti-free market, it's anti-jobs, and it is anti-growth, because we must protect those investors who take their savings and write a check and put it in the mail to a company in some town they've never visited, in a fund that they don't fully understand, because they know that there is a cop on the beat. The families who write those checks, that's not just money. That money is a college education. It's a secure retirement. And they do it because they have faith. They have faith that there is a cop on the beat, that whoever takes that check is closely watched, that they are responsible and prudent. This is the fundamental aspect of our vigorous economy, that families and pension funds invest. We have efficient and vigorous capital markets because of faith. Let's look at the lessons that have been learned in the last couple of years. It wasn't that the SEC was somehow complicit in what happened. Yeah, they fell asleep at the switch. They didn't perform any better than a myriad of other organizations. But if anything, the lesson is that the SEC was outgunned, underfunded, and needed help. And the effort of the majority now is to further underfund and gut that agency. It's particularly wrong-headed because the SEC pays for itself. In fiscal year 2012, the SEC will be budget neutral. Why do this? Why risk the faith of the investors that are at the very heart of our system? We hear a lot about uncertainty. There's so much uncertainty. Imagine the uncertainty for American families and pension funds and savers and small businesses if they need to send that check without knowing that there's a cop on the beat. Mr. Speaker, we've seen this movie before. When the SEC was established in the 1930s, the Republicans at the time said this would be the end of capitalism. It would be the end of the free market. It would crush the U.S. economy. Instead, putting in place a well-balanced and vigorous regulatory apparatus led to 60 years of the most aggressive and intense economic growth human history has ever seen, because people had faith in the system.